In-depth analysis, stocks and index levels to watch for next week. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. We're going to do a little review for next week on the levels. Support resistance for major indexes, the bond market, stocks that I'm watching. A lot of people are having questions about what to look for into next week. Figure I'd go a little deeper, so grab a journal, grab your notes, whatever, grab a pen, get ready to take notes, be prepared to draw, because we're going to be looking at daily, weekly, monthly levels on multiple stocks that I think are going to help you see the market for what it is. Again, the support resistance, like phenomena thought process is very important, because remember, as people talk about dark pool money and levels that matter, again, volume at price, all these little things, you put them together, you start to see the market for what it is. The levels matter, the action at the level matters, and all these little things. So I appreciate all the love, support, donations. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get these videos pop up to you immediately. And let's dig into it. If you're looking for a link to the Discord room, it'll be in the description below. All right, let's just start at the bond market, TLT. I was, typically I like to watch, all the time frames. A lot of y'all know I've got 8 monitors running, so I'm always watching things for what they are. Check out the weekly. It makes sense why the TLT got a little tired here, as you can see. Oops, let me edit this real quick. Very clear, right? Very clear. This area matters, right? This area hit it 110. What happened? Backed off. Now what? Well, looks like a little M top. We've talked about the bond market being something to watch for, because if rates go higher, I think the market's not going to like it. But also think what? If rates go significantly lower, it's going to show you there's a recession coming, right? So I would put in your thought process, as of right now, I would watch, I would say this 102. And again, this is going to be a longer video. I hope this is good for like people who are starting out looking for the beginner kind of knowledge. I'd be watching this area here. This is how, again, please do not bring a ruler to trading. So TLT, say 100 to 102 support. Now if it bounces, where could it fail? I'd be watching the 200-day. 200-day max upside. And this is kind of what I do. I put this stuff in my journal so that and you can set alarms if you'd like. Keep in mind, if whatever your software is, it's not hard. Just boom, add an alert. That simple. Doink. The reason why I tell people to do this, because again, you're not some gambling day trader. If you are, good luck. It's an addictive process, an addictive game, but my goal is to try to explain to people the big money is in the big moves. You didn't get rich from day trading Bitcoin. You got rich from trading around it, buying it and holding it and knowing it was a swing trade. You get rich from the Tesla up and move. Maybe you got rich from day trading, maybe, I don't know. But the easiest money was, if you wanted to have a life, was what? Trading around a core position, bigger moves, that kind of stuff. So the dollar, we've talked about this, the UUP, for example, holding the mid to low 27s. Right now it's at the 50-day. I've said this, I think this is something to look for as in bearish, because the market isn't going to like the dollar rising. I've said this 1,000 times. The dollar, people calling for the demise of the dollar. If there is a demise, well, it's going to go first higher before it goes lower. Oh, that doesn't make sense. Well, no, it does make sense, right? It's going to blow off top. It's like Tesla or Bitcoin or whatever big move up. The top is not called when everyone hates it. It's the top is when it runs up, goes nuts, then blows off. So at this point, I would be watching just the 50-day, just holding around here. Upside, I don't know. This is a tough one, right? Because we don't know. And I'm not as much concerned about dollar volatility so much as just does it continue higher, or if it pulls back maybe just to this mini trend line that I have here from the channel up. I know it's a thick channel. Again, thick, whatever you want to call it. Does it have to be perfect? No. You can move it around a little bit if you want. I tried to connect as many bottoms. See what happens. So hopefully that helps. Let's get through the VIX. Man, VIX at a 50-day. Sorry, let me zoom out real quick. Said this 1,000 times. Do not expect a bear market bottom with the VIX in the 30s. It's not possible. The Feds have never navigated a soft landing. Bottom line, I think we're building to go higher, but it doesn't mean you couldn't come back to what I would consider support, which has been the 20-day. So, 20-day VIX, watch it. If it breaks out, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if near term, you have a lot of confluence here in the mid-20s, pretty normal. I think you get a spike to the mid-20s very quickly. Maybe it happens on Monday. If not, I mean, again, I've said I hope there's a gap down Monday. The market rises Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday morning, and then flops. That would be my best guess scenario. So just watch the 20-day, and then can it build? Can it build over the 20-day or over the 50-day? Because if it does, that you know what that means. Adios, Aribo. Adios, amigo. SPY. Okay. Again, if you've watched the recaps, you know what we talked about. The double tap trap. Double tap trap, right? Double tap trap. Double tap. Now people are like, what the heck are you talking about? Well, there seems to be a reoccurring theme in this bear market. Not every time, but it seems like it. Double tap, makes a new high, fails, then it goes, right? The market gets really concerned with the narratives, and then the narratives what? Continue on, because people start to believe that with the retests and the basing, whether it's bullish or bearish, that you can't go lower or higher. Remember at the lows, everybody was like the end of the world. Well, up here, now everyone's expecting a bull market. We talk about 20% rallies. Like, look at the Qs off the lows, right? 20% off the lows. We'll get the Qs in a second, but all the evidence shows lagging elsewhere. Well, this is probably a trap. So I'd probably watch the 400 level, right? Keep it real simple. 395. Sorry. I was thinking maybe down here, but I think you're probably hold the trend line 20-day first. So trend line, 20-day, bounce. Where to? I mean, could you see a 409, 410? I don't know. Follow the channel. Keep up to date, because, again, the evidence changes. It depends how far we drop, too, right? If the market dumps on Monday or something comes out of Russia to back test the old trend line, maybe. I don't know. Again, the CPI data, we know it's going to be changed how they calculate it. Coming off the lows, off these highs, you know, maybe we need to establish another range high, right? 409. That to me seems like that would be the obvious. Let me clean this up. Maybe it might seem a little cleaner if I do it this way. I should. Shiitake already got it. Let me just zing it across. Let me tighten it up. That's what I look for. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Qs. Because again, let's play it for the pop first, and then make sure you tune in to. Because again, if it rolls over, then it's going to probably be a boomer. So keep in mind. Qs fills the gap. Doji. I mean, could you get to 309? I think that's always possible. I'd look at the 305 to 3 again, because I think the Qs are going to lag here. Honestly, this is the thing I think I'm going to see. You're going to see the leaders lag, laggards pop a little bit. Well, leading up on this whole move has been the Qs, correct? Yes. So watch 303, 305. Watch this gap. Watch these lows. Watch in here. Again, because maybe if we open on Monday down the 20-day, it's a nice little bounce. So look for the 20-day downside. Keep it simple. I mean, I know this might not be the most glamorous kind of charting, but if you love this stuff, this is what I nerd off on. All right. Look at the 200-day. Just why is the 200-day not updating? Come on, my friend. Sometimes when I go back in time, it'll catch up. There it is. Love to see it test down here and then a little bounce. Oh, there go my fibs. They got dragged. That's what I'd be watching. Keep an eye on it. Could we get up to 309? I don't know. Do we retest? Because this is the thing about. I think we're going to have more of a propulsion down. Because again, this is a 20% down move. So it's hard to see. Again, that's why I think if you're short tech, I think it's the easier short, in my opinion. because it has rallied 20%. Now, doing 259 up to 315 essentially, right? On that note, we'll see how low it drops. Because again, maybe it doesn't drop. These are all things you have to be in the back of the mind. You have to run all the scenarios and watch the levels. I'll draw it again just to keep it right, keep it tight. I'd watch in here. I don't think the tech, again, because if the dollar goes higher and the bond market goes a little softer, meaning rates higher, I don't think people are going to buy tech. It doesn't make sense. It's all run up. It's a trap. Remember, we talked about traps. IWM has lagged. Just watch it. Does it get back up here? Probably not. If you had a guess, right, you could probably see it in your mind. Probably somewhere around here. Mid 190s. I mean, mid 190s. That's all I'm going to write down. IWM, mid 190s, 195 area, whatever. Gold, personally, let it go. I think it's one of those things where it could chop around on CPI data. I mean, I personally think it's going to go lower unless, Ukraine issues flop up. So if you're a bear on this stuff, again, the easier trade to me is to short the miners. But I'd watch gold here. It probably holds the 50-day. Maybe it drops on Monday, rallies a little bit. Watch what happens when it gets back up into this 175 area. Silver's done. Miners, I'll just go through the GDX because I have dust. We have dust from the 10-11 range. It's now in the 13s. I could see it getting down to this trend line, 28. Right? GDX, 28 plus range. Could it get to the 100-day? It's always possible. I personally think this is the professional gap. It's game over. It's not going to go down in a straight line. And if it does, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's keep it simple. Let's move through these names. Again, try to make this quicker than, in general. SMH, because short, SMH. Back testing trend line, support, right? I mean, I personally think this is going to lag next week. We'll see what happens here. I mean, here's the next gap. You want to see a bigger gap. But see, you've had this before, right? Gaps down, rallies. Gaps down, rallies. Does it fill the gap? I mean, it's going to try to, right? So if that's the case, you're following the channel. You know what's up. What's up, dog? You're probably watching this area, right? So SMH, 248 plus gap fill. That's what I would look for. Keep in mind, that's not really that far from here. I don't think and again, could it get to 251? That's always possible. Again, take notes, have the probabilities, think about it. Don't assume anything. Apple, short on this one, obviously. Blow off top. Got the arrows, you got the volume, you got the trap. Gonna get back to this little trend line, 146, 147. Yeah, maybe. Again, I would probably watch max Apple 154. Does it get there? We'll see. That's what I'd be looking at. Meta, done. Game over. However, could it retest the gap? That's, to me, seems very obvious. 182s. I mean, this stuff be so simple. It doesn't have to be rocket science here. Watch these levels. Because, right, wouldn't it be great to, really draw bulls in? Get them thinking, oh, it's just a pullback to go higher. Again, the stock is toast. Get the jelly out. It's toast. Come back up 182 plus. Now again, if it goes to 183, someone's gonna be like, oh, if it goes to 185, I don't know. Again, we don't know the velocity of how the market will rally because it all depends, right? So that's why you have to be cognizant of it. Microsoft, think this is a short. You've got resistance from back in here. Let me pull this across. I'd watch 267s. 267s. Again, now keep in mind, these tech names could just not come back at all either because they've been on fire. Just keep that in mind. Netflix. Again, I'm sorry. What is that, Siri? Netflix, I would say probably somewhere around 360 plus. That's what I'd watch for. Can I get back up into here? Remember, this one's volatile. It can move a point on what seems like no volume. This area matters, though. If you're watching this on the, again, it's the 0.382 of the whole down move, if you're not familiar, right in this area. Also, too, if you're looking at the monthly, you can see why this area matters, right? Gets up to the 20-month, fails. Somewhere in this area makes sense to me to fail. Keep it simple, stupid. And you know what I mean? Like if you're trying to day trade it and be perfect, 10 cuidado. Tesla, I would say 200. 10, like that area we talked about. Again, here, check out the monthly. Love the monthlies, right? Here's some wicks in here. You can also see it a little better on the weekly. Let me draw it for you. It should be clear. So just keep an eye on it. If it pops into those ranges, I think they become obvious shorts. If you're not already short, congratulations. We'll see. I mean, again, if you have, and I'm going to reiterate this, define your risk profile, right? If it rallies back, don't be surprised, right? Like that's part of traps. And if it doesn't, remember, you have your core shorts. So here's where all or nothing traders trying to be heroes. Buena suerte. Caterpillar is on my short list. Absolutely. Been holding up under the 20-day. Said this a million times. If Cat sees the 20-day, meow. Take that for a ride. Trading it. I think, again, you can see the professional gap has started to move. I mean, this one is so juicy. It's just a matter of when. Matter of when. Let me throw Starbucks in there. A lot of people are asking about Starbucks. It looks very similar, but doesn't, it's acting a little stronger. Could it fill the gap? Maybe. That's what I'd watch for. I personally don't have a position on Starbucks, but when I look at it on the bigger time frames, it's not as juicy to me as Caterpillar. That's just my honest opinion. Some people have been asking about Nucor, shorting it. Well, I mean, 20 days holding potentially. I would watch if you're looking for like spots where it could get tired on a rebound, probably in the 170 plus range. At some point it gets to the 150s. I mean, it's all going to come back down at some point when the bear market continues on and it pulls these things down. But however, just keep in mind, these names since November 2022 are making higher highs. I guess you don't have a technically higher high, but let's just say they're acting stronger. So you don't know for sure if they're going to be as weak as some of the tech names, right? Because tech is crap. XLF, this is my star favorite short here. Coming back into resistance. You're at the 20-month. You're at the 100-week. All sorts of fun stuff here. Upside target zone. Playing games. Holding the 20-day. Watch the 20-day. I mean, could it chop back up into the mid-37s? I don't know. Just watch for it. I mean, it's so close. Keep it simple, stupid kind of stuff. I know a lot of people have questions about when, where, when, how, why, blah, blah, blah. You don't know. I would watch this 37 area. That's all I would do. Keep it simple. Solar stuff, again, I've said, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Love it. Short, again, oil, gas. Even if they do spike, I mean, you're not going green. No one can afford it. I'm sorry. At this point, why pay $30,000 to basically buy a solar system to make $100? People aren't there yet. The prices of oil and gas, I don't think make sense, especially natural gas. Could we bounce here? Yeah, makes sense. I mean, are we going to get into 83s? Probably not. I'd probably, again, 20 days have been an interesting area. So if you're watching the tan, 20 day, that would be my guess. First Solar, love this thing. This thing is going to get smoked at some point. It's been trading in this range. I'd probably watch 170 plus. That's what I'd look for. Could it get back to this 174? Maybe. But if it breaks this, goodbye. If it breaks this, because again, think about rubber band man theory. Big run, less tired. Tries to keep running, gets more tired. Tries to keep running, really damn tired. I mean, that's how a trend fails, right? It gets tired. Now people will say, well, solar's the future, blah, 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 blah. No, solar's not the future. First Solar's been around, right? Coming into monster resistance up here, okay? It's just a matter of when, not if, in my opinion. All right, hope this has helped. Tried to keep it simple, stupid. I don't really think anyone's playing really on the oil and gas names. Again, if you are, You're rolling the dice. I don't know what to tell you. They're extremely volatile. I like tech shorts. I like Caterpillar shorts. I like solar shorts. I like financial shorts. I mean, if you want, here's GS. This is the Goldman special. Crappy earnings. Rallies back. Watch what happens in the 375s. Again, FAS, I think if you see it up in the 90 plus, love it. Absolutely love it. You're going to have to trade around it unless it just dumps out, which it can. 132 down to 100, and then boom, down, cuts 30, 40 points. Remember, just trade around it. Take in your notes. Trade around it. And if you have options, even if you're long dated, I tell people this all the time. If this dumps down, and here's a good ending, stick around, listen to this for a second. If the FAS gets down to, say, like 67, you've been short at 90, or it does like this, it goes from like 89 down to 75. Say if it drops 15, 20 points. Your long dated puts take off, I would say 70, 80%, maybe leave 20% on, just see what happens. Then when you're ready to reload, buy a different strike. Maybe it'll be the 20-day. Maybe it'll be this. I don't know. Maybe buy the 80 strike instead of what you should have now, somewhere 90 or plus. And so you define your risk, right? You limit it. Because if you rebought the 90s, you would have a huge premium. So those puts probably go up to $25. Try to find something in the $7 to $8 range. You still have 2 or 3 just in case it doesn't bounce and goes. But at some point, we do know bounces happen in a downtrend. And so then you can reload. Follow the channel. Pay attention. Because this stuff, the hardest part is with options. I mean, if you had stock, you could disappear and you just go, I don't care. You could sell covered puts, or you can just, take. It's easy to short, unshort, cover some of the short. But options have time premium, right? They have decay. And so as much as you'd like to say, hold on to the March puts that you might have, well, what if it drops and it takes 2 or 3 weeks? Do you really want to buy back March options? Probably not. So hope this helps. Nice little recap. Try to keep it simple, stupid. I appreciate all the love, support, donations. If you're newer to the channel, please watch the Back to Basics. Please, 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 please. Reach out if you have questions in the beginner room. I don't mind answering them. I just really get annoyed when people want to ask me one-on-one questions where the answers are either in the videos or maybe they're not as obvious, but think about who else wants to hear it. If you have a question that might resolve around something that we've been talking about, asking me one-on-one, please don't. Ask in the beginner room, because I guarantee there's going to be someone else who's asking me in a DM somewhere else, or someone else needs to see it. So don't have an ego. If I make fun of you or joke, you can be like, oh, did you check this? You check whatever. Leave it at the door. I love to just, again, ultimately challenge people to be better. That's all I'm trying to do. So that's the goal here. Have a great day. Talk to you later. And we'll see you in the Discord room or on the next recap. Appreciate it. Let's go, Eagles. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, your PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.